Chapter 12, Lesson 5, Multiplying and Dividing Rational Expressions. So this deals a lot with simplification because that's what we did previously, simplifying things, rational expressions. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that what you're going to do is you're going to factor things as best you can and then see what cancels out. For example, this expression here is factored into here. This expression here is factored into this part here. This expression here is factored into this. And lastly, this expression here can be factored into this. Now, really importantly, when you see things on the top and on the bottom, it's a multiplication problem, you can cancel them out. So if you see here, x plus 3, you can cancel that out. X minus 2 and x minus 2 can cancel out. And then 5x and 10x, that's going to change to just plain old 2. Because 5x over 10x is just 1 over 2. What you're left with is, you're left with this piece here, and this piece here. And so that's how you go ahead and multiply these things out. Now this is a similar sort of problem, and a lot of it is just you factor out what you can. So I'm going to factor everything as best I can here. This is 4 times x, and that's going to be times this piece here, x plus 8. Because remember, that's just that over 1, so you can just multiply that together like that. So, and that's all going to be over. Well, I can take out 2x to start with, 2 times x here, and then I end up with x squared plus 5x minus 24. Okay, so now let's see what can I do with that. And what that's going to be is that's going to be on the top, it's still going to be 4x, and x plus 8. And on the bottom, it's going to be 2x, and it's going to be plus 8, and it's going to be x minus 3. So what can I cancel out here? Well, I'm going to use a different color for the canceling here. So I can cancel out 1x and 1x here. I can cancel out this 2 and this 4 and just change that to a 2 instead. I can cancel out this x plus 6, or x plus 8 and x plus 8. And what I'm left with is I'm left with 2x over x minus 3. And that's how you go ahead and proceed to do this. So in this one here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to factor it out as best I can again. So this is going to be x. You should know that this is one of those sum difference ones. So x plus 1, x minus 1, times 2 times x minus 1. Actually, 2x minus 1. Okay, so that's that top piece there. And then on the bottom, when I factor it out, what it's going to look like is this. And that sort of factors out to at the bottom there, so I'm just going to write this out. 2x minus 1. A lot of times you'll have things that match up, because otherwise the problems wouldn't be interesting and you can simplify them. So this is going to be 3, and then x plus 6. Okay, so what can I do here? I can simplify some parts of this. First thing I can do is I can get rid of this 2x minus 1, 2x minus 1. I can get rid of the x minus 1 and the x minus 1. And what I'm left with is, I'm left with this. I'm left with x, or 2 times x plus 1 over 3 times x plus 6. And really, again, this is just methodically going through the problems and seeing that you do all the steps. Next, we're going to move on to division. Now, division is almost exactly the same way. You just have to flip the second one. Remember, when you go ahead and you divide by a number that's a fraction, you're just going to flip the numerator and the denominator. Use that term, the multiplicative inverse. You're still going to factor everything. You're still going to do all that, but you're just going to flip the second one. That's what's happening here. So if you notice here, this one moved up there, and vice versa on this line here. So when then you factor it, and you just cancel the way that we did before. So it's cancel, 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 x cancel, like that. You end up with that right there. So let's try another one here. So when I do this one, I'm going to just immediately, I'm just going to rewrite it. And then I'm going to change it into a multiplication problem. Actually, I'm going to use the dot symbol. I definitely prefer the dot symbol when I'm using x as a variable. So it's going to be x minus 1 over x squared minus 8x plus 12. Okay, so now I start going ahead and factoring as best I can. So this is going to be x plus 5 and x minus 2. On the bottom, it's going to be 3 on the outside, actually 3x on the outside, and x minus 1 on the inside. And we're multiplying this all out, so I can just continue to put these terms together. And then when I do, when I factor this one, it's got to be x minus 6 and x minus 2. So that's going to give me that nice 8x. So what can I cancel out? Well, I can certainly cancel out this piece here with that. Can cancel out this piece here with that. And then I'm left with whatever I have left with it, which is just going to be x plus 5 over 3x is x minus 6. Excuse my handwriting. Yeah, much better. So let's try one more. This one's actually easier. But again, remember that this expression is over 1. So when you flip it, you're going to remember that this is 5x squared minus 10x. And then it's going to be times 1 over x minus 2. That's going to be all over 4x squared plus 12. So when we simplify, or when we go ahead and factor this out, it's going to be 5x on the outside here. And end up with x minus 2. Not worried about the 1, so I'm not gonna have that in there. Then on the bottom, what I have is pull up the 4x. Actually, not the x. Just pull up the 4. Then I have x squared plus 3. And then what I have here is I have x minus 2. And what can I cancel out here? No, I can cancel out this. You can cancel out this. By the way, you might want to think to yourself, can I factor? But I don't believe you can. So we're not going to even worry about that. So this is, and when I cancel things out on the top, I'm going to notice that there isn't any possibility of canceling anything else out anyhow. So this is just going to be 5x over 4 times x squared plus 3. And we're done.